Welcome back to the PBC. It's your boy PBK9s giving it to you the way I always do. Fair, unbiased, raw, and uncut. You know the slogan. Some gonna like it and some ain't, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel yet. Hit them notification bell. That way you'll be in the loop when the video dropping. We got a bunch of news coming from across the United States of America today. They call it the great country of America, the great country of the United States. But the way this news I'm about to give to you, it ain't great for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna give it to my brother. Salute to everybody taking care of them animals, taking care of them pets across the world. Big shout out to the brothers that made it through some of that cold stuff. And big salute and big shout out to the brothers that's about to get bombarded with it. You know what I'm saying? Stay warm out there and snuggle up and keep them pets warm, man. Bring them flowers in if you know them flowers ain't gonna make it out there in the cold, man. To my flower brothers and sisters that take care, got that green thumb. You know, we got a little bit of dog talk that I'm gonna speak about in this episode. But first, we gonna cover all the news like we always do. Get that out of the way. And then we gonna get into a little bit of this pitbull talk. Cause I want to talk about underbite. I see the brother asked a question about underbite, you know what I'm saying, on the social platforms. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But first, you know what I'm saying, matter of fact, I want to ask a brother. Brother dropped out of my comments and you said RIP to Eric Rogers, which is Crossroad. Now I want to ask you, you know, because maybe you didn't see my comment. Did you hear something about him passing away or something? You know, I'm just asking, fam, because I didn't hear anything. And if you know or if you heard something, I was just saying, you know, what you heard. I talked to him a few years back, but you know, things happen and things just happen. So if you heard anything about that, I haven't heard anything about it, but I'm not the one for the information to come back to, you know, from his family or anything like that. And last time me and him spoke, his family was still in South Carolina, but I'm not going to say where they're at in South Carolina due to that's their privacy, you know. But they wasn't in this particular area where, you know, we was all at from the start. You know what I'm saying? So if you got some information about that, Crossroad Kennel, who we talking about, brother, you say RIP to Eric, you know, let me know what you're talking about. If you're talking about he passed away, you know what I'm saying? As far as I knew, he was still living. Last time I talked to him, he said he was like I said, he was done with the dogs and he was doing his fishing thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna tell you where he was staying at, but he did say he was about to move to overseas. You know what I'm saying? He told me he was about to move overseas. He told me what country he was moving to, but he said he was just enjoying life and doing the fishing thing. You know, so hit me up, man, if you got some information. I'm talking to the brother that dropped down in the comments and told me, you know, he had RIP, you know. But let's get into this news, man. First, you know, we're gonna go to Atlanta, where we got a Atlanta teen rapper charged with animal abuse. And this is one of them episodes where they get on these platforms and you abuse your animal. That's like me getting up here doing the show for y'all brothers, live or pre-recorded, it don't make no difference, and get to beating my dog while I'm recording to y'all. A lot of times these folk be live. If I did it while I was pre-recorded, I can go back and take it out. A lot of times these folk be live and they go to beating the dog and doing all kind, and them folk, they kicked off Twitch. Let me see, they call her something Cartier. Something Cartier, but you about to see it. I don't want to say the name wrong. Atlanta teen rapper arrested for animal cruelty for a multi-poo or something like that. A multi-poo. You know where you got it from first. We got a lot of news today. PBK9s, let's get into it.
Brookhaven police arrested a teen rapper and Twitch streamer on Friday after videos circulating online showed her allegedly abusing a 3-month-old Maltipoo puppy. What we know, the police department said it received numerous complaints about the videos allegedly showing 19-year-old Aspen Easterling, also known as Aspen Cartier, hitting the dog on a Twitch stream. Officers searched a home in the 1000 block of Town Boulevard around 9:35 p.m., where the alleged abuse happened, and found the dog appeared to be in good health, according to police. Brookhaven police provided this photo of the 3-month-old Maltipoo. Brookhaven Police Department. Easterling was arrested and booked at the DeKalb County Jail for animal cruelty. DeKalb County Animal Control took custody of the Maltipoo. PETA posted a clip of the viral videos on X, condemning Easterling for her actions. Dig deeper. In the video, Easterling appears to hit the dog multiple times and grab it by the nape of its neck, police said. Easterling's Twitch channel is now temporarily unavailable for violating community guidelines. What we don't know, it is unclear if the dog will be permanently removed from Easterling's custody. Although police said the dog appeared in good health, it is unknown whether any injuries were found. The length of the temporary Twitch ban is pending an internal investigation.
Like I told my brothers and my sisters, I'm going to give it to you fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. We got a man from Henry County. He was arrested for shooting a poodle, with a shotgun. And I got this is a graphic video. You know, you may want to turn your TV if you're weak at heart. But we got the poodle. He shot him with birdshot. You know, luckily for the poodle, he was shot him with birdshot. See, I was shot with birdshot one time before myself. I got in a situation with a brother. I'm gonna give you a quick scenario how it happened. He shot up in the air with the shotgun. I had a Ruger P89. I licked off about 8 or 9 shots at him, and then I backed off, going back towards my way. You know what I'm saying? And when I backed off, going back towards my property, he let that shotgun go again. I could hear the pellets flying through the woods. I could hear the damn trees, the pellets knocking the trees down through the woods. So I spent off like that. I'm talking all this shit happened in a matter of seconds. And when I spent off, hey, man, that shit hit me from head to toe. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was picking pellets out for months. And I still got one right here in my finger. Hold up real quick, man. This damn dog. See, I ain't gonna do what she did. Mine over there crying. The mama either ain't watching them way she's supposed to, or he just, sometimes the puppy just make noise. So give me a quick second. A little joker trying to climb over her back. She laid down. He trying to climb up, basically trying to almost like he getting out the pool. And he can't even see it. Eyes ain't even open yet. You know? But anyway, I spent the round, got hit from head to toe. I got one right here still in my finger, and I got one in my jaw still, that I know of. All the rest of them, I picked them out from my feet, on up my head, my arms, and stuff like that. I picked them out. Luckily for me, they was birdshot. You know what I'm saying? Because if there was anything bigger than birdshot, like regular size pellets, regular size lead, or it didn't have to be buck. Lord forbid it been buck, I'd have been messed up. I still got one right here in my jaw and one right here in my pinky finger. You may can almost see it. Birdshot. This dude shot this poodle with a shotgun. So let me get it to you. You know where you got it from first. Your boy PB K9s. Hey, locked up for animal cruelty. I bet you won't do that shit no more. Let's get into it.
Henry County man charged with animal cruelty after admitting to shooting poodle. Warning: this article contains graphic content. A man is in custody in Henry County in connection with an animal cruelty investigation after a poodle was shot in December of 2025. On January 30th, the Henry County Sheriff's Office executed a search warrant at 46 Holloway Drive in Bassett as part of the ongoing investigation. On Saturday, December 27th, Bella the poodle was briefly led outside of her home on that same road. Soon after, her owner heard gunshots, and just minutes later, the dog was discovered with numerous injuries from what was believed to be birdshot. She was rushed to an emergency vet where she had to undergo multiple procedures and surgeries. Bella lost her eyesight due to the injuries. Now 52-year-old Edwin Green Turner has been taken into custody and faces multiple charges. During the search of his home, investigators located several items, including a 12-gauge shotgun and 3 fired shotgun shells believed to be connected to the incident. The sheriff's office said Turner confessed when he was interviewed. He has been charged with cruelty to animals, reckless handling of a firearm, and the purchase, possession, or transportation of firearm by persons involuntarily admitted or ordered to outpatient treatment. Our investigators have worked diligently and methodically to bring this case forward. Acts of cruelty toward animals are taken seriously in Henry County, and we will continue to hold individuals accountable when evidence supports criminal charges, said Sheriff Wayne Davis. We appreciate the cooperation of the community and encourage anyone with additional information to continue coming forward. As of Friday night, Turner was being held at the Henry County Adult Detention Center with a $5,000 bond. Additional charges are pending as law enforcement consults with the Commonwealth Attorney's Office.
I'm so glad that dog lived. I'm glad the dog lived, and I'm glad them people got him out of his possession. You know, and the same way that dog spotted up, that's how I was spotted up. All over from on one side. You know what I'm saying? All over. And another thing that was a blessing for me in my situation, it was a sawed off, which means the bird shot spread a little bit faster than it would have did if he would have had a long barrel. So that helped, help some of the pressure and some of the impact, helped me for some of the impact. Because if a long barrel, it came out a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad them folk got that dog from that man and doing what they're going to do as far as prosecuting them or whatever, because you got brothers who have these pit bulls who don't do nothing like that. Might have a magazine and a scratched up dog, and he might get 10 years, man. Now, this is what we call justice or no justice at all. A brother get 10 years for having a scratched up dog in a dog fighting magazine, but this motherfucker shot a poodle and probably get probation. Shut up, Hirsch. Shut up, Hirsch. I ain't gonna talk too much. You know what I'm saying? Now, we about to go to South Florida. Pembroke Pines, South Florida. Now, I really want y'all to pay attention to this shit right here. I really want y'all to pay attention, man. They gonna say one of these dogs right here, or they gonna say two of these dogs is about to be a year, or is around a year old, pit bull mixes. Man, these dogs 3 months, the size of a 3-month-old pit bull. And they say these dogs are 1 year old pit bull mixes. And this dude right here, another one of these cases where, man, anybody who treat these dogs like that, all you got to do is get rid of the dogs. If you don't want them, get rid of them. Don't keep them looking like that. And guess what else he got? A French bulldog. Everybody trying to make some money. I keep telling y'all, be careful who you buying your dogs from. Be careful who you're buying your dog from. I just gave y'all a news article a few days ago where them folk around my way lured the woman, talking about she was buying a dog. They lured her there to show her a dog, and they killed her and burned her in the car. So be careful who you buying these dogs from out here, man. You know what I'm saying? You might just buy a dog from this brother that I'm giving you this news article from in Pembroke Pines. You know what I'm saying? Dog, you must be ain't making no street money. Your dogs look like that. I'm just going by how the dogs look, dog. If you're really making bread out here in these streets, you want to be claiming you in, how the hell is your dogs and why the hell is your dogs looking like I go, that motherfucker fly down the street. You know what I'm saying? PB K9s, let's get into it.
A South Florida man in jail tonight accused of a cruel crime. Police say he left his 3 dogs outside as temperatures dropped late at night. When investigators arrived, they found even more evidence of neglect. CBS News Miami's Nakaya Carrero is your reporter in Pembroke Pines, where the dogs are getting a second chance at life.
A neighbor called 911 after noticing these 3 puppies sitting on a balcony in freezing temperatures, malnourished. Well, now, while their former owner sits in a Broward County jail, they're being fostered through pooches in Pines.
And when I saw the condition, it was just devastating and heart-wrenching how skinny they are and emaciated.
Sunday night, Pembroke Pines police arrived to an apartment at 1152 Southwest 122nd Avenue and found 3 dogs in a 4x5 crate, 1 French bulldog around 2 years old and 2 pit bull mixed puppies no more than a year old. According to the arrest report, the officer said the bone structure of all 3 dogs was visibly apparent, including their ribs, spine, and midsection. When the call was made, the outside temperature was 40 degrees with the feel-like temperature of 23 degrees. Officers saying this man, 24-year-old Jalen Holmes, not only deprived the dogs of food and water, but left them in a crate full of urine and feces.
2 of them are anemic. One of them has a really bad low red blood cell count and may need a blood transfusion if she doesn't get better. That's the Frenchie. And then this little girl, she almost, they said if 24 hours had gone by, she would not have made it.
While the dogs are now all with foster families, Holmes is facing multiple charges, including confining an animal without sufficient food or water, keeping animals in enclosure without exercise and air, and tormenting, depriving an animal. He was given a bond for the charges against the puppies, but will remain in custody for a previous charge, which he is currently out on bond for.
One count of domestic touch or strike battery based on the new law violation. We're requesting supervision in that case be revoked.
Holmes is set to go before another judge to decide whether or not to uphold the previous judge's order to keep him in custody. As part of his bond condition, Holmes may not own an animal. Reporting in Pembroke Pines, Nakaya Carrero, CBS News, Miami.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. On this next one, this next clip, we got a Candler County K9 deputy arrested for 8-9 counts of animal cruelty. You should know better than that. You should know better than that, guy. You should know better than that, mister. You should know better than that, K9 handler. And I bet you go lock somebody up for having their dogs looking all abused and all kind of stuff, and your dog's over there worse than their dogs. I ain't gonna talk y'all to death on this article. Let's get into it. K9 officer arrested, animal abuse.
K9 handler for the Candler County Sheriff's Office has been arrested on animal cruelty charges. The Bullitt County Sheriff's Office arrested 49-year-old James Michael Duncan on 8 counts of animal cruelty. The Candler County Sheriff's Office confirmed he was a deputy and had since been suspended. He was later released on a $10,000 bond.
I tell y'all brothers, I tell y'all sisters, I got that news coming from state to state, from the north to the south to the east to the west. We're going to Wyoming. We're going to Wyoming where trial is here, is getting ready to start for a man who abused a wolf. You know what I'm saying? Them animal activists on his ass. And his ass about to go to trial. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if it's wild. It don't matter if it's domestic. It don't matter if it's a coyote, a dog, a fox, or whatever it is. You get caught abusing them things. And when you do it on camera, I mean, you deserve what you get. A lot of y'all folk do the dumbest shit on camera. And then wonder why folk say certain things or look at you certain ways or they send them police to your house. So let's get into this article so we can get into the dog talk. We got a little bit more news to talk about. Let's get into this article. Trial on the way for a Wyoming man accused of abusing a werewolf. PBK9s, let's go.
And with animal activists outraged over a young wolf tortured to death in Wyoming. They are upset over this video showing people inside a local bar in western Wyoming harassing the wolf run over by a snowmobile, too weak to react. The Wyoming Game and Fishing Department shared the photos and video with Cowboy State Daily. They report the wolf was tortured and then killed.
The treatment of this wolf was just appalling. There's almost no words to describe what kind of a person does this to an animal, whether it's a domestic animal or a wild animal. Who does this?
That man, identified in the video, was fined $250 by Wyoming officials for possessing a live wild animal. But activists say that's not enough. Here in Utah, wolves are considered protected species. The State Division of Wildlife Resources says it is not legal to hunt wolves in Utah. In an update, animal welfare groups are asking for your help in pursuing criminal penalties against this man they say tormented the wolf, and they are offering a $20,000 reward for information on the man responsible.
Now, you see, we love the wolves. We love all animals, man. We love all animals. This ain't just about no dogs. I send shots out to everybody who taking care of them pets across the world. Like I always say, it don't matter what you got. My reptilian pet owners, my monkey pet owners, you know what I'm saying? Whatever pets you like, we always send big shots out to you. We representing them horses and them mules too. We represent them horses and them mules. And in this situation here, we got a man caught on camera abusing a mule, dragging him in his little in his thing that his little trailer. Yeah, I'm about to give it to you. Man arrested. Animal abuse when it comes to old jackass. In this situation, we don't know who's the bigger jackass. The jackass or the jackass. PB K9s, let's go.
It wasn't a typical call for Hidalgo County Sheriff's deputies.
All this red stuff right here in front is blood.
2 minutes of security footage from a Road Forks gas station tell part of the story. A truck pulls in carrying a white trailer. You can see the mule in the back's legs hanging out of it. Another angle shows the driver check on the mule, move out of frame, and drive off.
Was it a lot of blood or pool blood?
It was maybe a pool of blood, yeah.
Okay.
Sheriff's deputies took photos of a blood trail out of the gas station and onto the nearby highway.
I won't lie to you. I cried when I saw it. I was like, God, how could you do that?
That's Belinda Garland, the executive director of the New Mexico Livestock Board.
This agency believes that we should always do what's right for the animal.
The board's investigators responded after the sheriff's office to Manuel Chavira's home.
Tell me what happened this morning.
Chavira tells investigators he loaded the mules, drove to the gas station, then noticed broken floorboards in the trailer.
So when you noticed him at the Red Forks at the gas station,
yes, sir.
What was your response at that point? Just get back home?
Yeah.
Not pull off and...
No. Yes, I pull up and tie it, tie the...
So...
But deputies say Chavira didn't have a way to lift the mule or fix the truck, so he drove 15 miles home. The mule was dead by the time he got there.
It was real stiff.
Investigators say Chavira then dumped the mule on his property. Prosecutors charged him with extreme cruelty to animals, marking the Livestock Board's only felony animal cruelty case in all of 2025.
That this type of cruelty should not be happening in our state.
Garland says the board worked with legislators on the state's bestiality law in 2024. She admits other animal cruelty laws could have more teeth.
Most of the time when we go check on especially an equine, they're thin and not being cared for properly. This type of cruelty we believe, was extreme.
A jury is scheduled to make the final decision on that later this year. Julie Frendak, KOB4.
Now, woman faces animal cruelty charges in Walker County. A woman faces animal cruelty charges in Walker County. I'm going to give you this, and then we're going to get into some of this pit bull talk real quick. Got a question I want to speak on that a brother asked that I want to speak on before I get up out of here. So let's go to Walker County where the sheriff is speaking at first, and then we're going to get into the article.
I'm Sheriff Nick Smith. I just want to update everybody in the Quentin community this morning. Deputy Greenspan has been working an investigation into animal cruelty, which has led to one arrest. We are on Tugboat Lane in Quentin. We're working with the Greater Birmingham to rescue some dogs that are part of this animal cruelty investigation. Just want to give everybody an update on what's going on here in Quentin.
An investigation in Southeast Walker County has led to a woman facing animal cruelty charges. Sheriff Nick Smith said Deputy Greenspan had been working the investigation into animal cruelty on Tugboat Lane in the Quentin community. According to court documents filed Wednesday morning, Sherry L. Johnson is being charged with cruelty to animals. Smith said the WCSO is working with the Greater Birmingham Humane Society to rescue the dogs that were a part of the investigation.
Now that's the news for the day, but I want to speak on this topic when it comes to pit bulls. Brother asked, what do people have against the underbite with pit bulls? Why do people not like to breed the dogs with the underbite? And what's so bad about a pit bull with underbite and things like that? Now, I feel like, I'm going to speak on this from things that I've been through with dogs with underbite, my brother. I don't really see nothing wrong with a dog with underbite. The thing is, it depends on how much underbite. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, as far as my preference of what I like. I've seen plenty of dogs, and there's a lot of dogs right now that you may not feel like got underbite, but they got an underbite. You know what I'm saying? What I say is unacceptable for me is when it's protruding out too far. You know what I'm saying? When the bottom is coming out too far to where you see a space in between the top and the bottom. You know, the bottom teeth come out like the Georgia Bulldog style, coming way out there, and your top way, way back, and you got a little space in between. You know, that's when I see the problem come in as far as the bite and all that type of stuff. But I will say this. I've had dogs with underbite that you couldn't tell the difference as far as how their performance was. It didn't look bad. You know, you didn't see no space in between. You just see the little lip that came out, and it was no space that you could see the inside of their mouth, or you could see their tongue, or you could see their teeth or anything like that. You just see a little bit of lip that came up over their top lip. You know, if I'm saying it right, you know what I'm saying. And it was no problem. Had a dog off Cyclone. One of my partners had a dog off Cyclone underbite. I seen a dog off Diablo underbite, and I'm speaking about Big John dogs right now. Seen a dog off Diablo with an underbite. I seen a Mexican Eli dog that had a underbite, and the underbites that I'm talking about are acceptable underbites. In my opinion, they are acceptable. You know, I seen a lot of dogs with underbites, man. You know, and like I said, it really depends on how bad the condition is. You know, and especially when you start talking about inbreeding these dogs, just say, I'm brother and sister breeding dogs with underbites, right? You know, it may come out a little worse with the puppies. That's when you got. Excuse me. That's when you got to start watching your dog traits and what kind of genetics your dog got, and his structure and all kind of stuff like that. Because you don't want to breed two underbites, and make it worse. You know, I had one dog with an underbite. It was truthfully, I don't know what bloodline the dog was. It was a black pitbull. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't an acceptable underbite. And he had all kind of issues with his mouth. He had a top tooth. He was a full-grown dog, and he had a top tooth that never bust through the skin. So when you open his mouth, you could see on one side he had a tooth hanging out like a regular fang. And then you look on the other side, his fang was still under the skin. Never broke from under the skin. And it was shaped like a fang, but it wasn't broke. It never broke the gums. You know, in my opinion, that comes from lack of when the dog teething at a young age. You either not messing with him, you just got him put up somewhere, not taking care of him the right way. I don't know. That was the only dog I ever seen like that, and the last dog I ever seen like that. I never seen another dog like that. You know, I got it as a grown dog. All the other teeth was right. The dog was pretty decent. But how could I expect the dog to really have any kind of mouth, any kind of bite, to hold on, any kind of grip, or anything to do anything with when one of his teeth is under the gums? You know, so I don't really have no issue with underbites myself. I just don't want them to be out too far. It gotta be presentable. You know what I'm saying? It gotta, you can look at the dog and be like, oh, he got a little underbite. But I'm not too worried about that, because it's not bad. You have dogs like that, and then you have the ones that it just looks dumb. You know what I'm saying? It look foolish. It look like some of them may look mixed breed. You know what I'm saying? To where their teeth coming out over their top jaw. Their teeth is coming way out over the top jaw. So I always say to each his own. I never really heard brothers shunning the dogs with underbites, because if he good, he good. Anybody watching this video right now, I know for a fact just about every bulldog man that dealt with them dogs can tell you about a dog that they know that was a good dog that had some type of underbite throughout their years with these dogs. I'm talking about older brothers. They can tell you about a dog that had a little underbite that wasn't bad, but you could tell he got an underbite, and the dog was still a good dog, And if you got that, then that's when correction comes in. You want to correct that. Go with something that's going to straighten all that out in the offspring, just in case, you know. And that's just it, man. Nothing real big. I just don't keep breeding, inbreeding, line breeding. And that may come from some of your inbreeding and line breeding sometime. You may get that. I don't know. That may be a fault. When you start doing a lot of inbreeding, line breeding, and all kind of stuff, you may get an underbite. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I could be totally wrong. But in my far as my case, in my opinion, and what I prefer, the underbites that I seen a couple that I wouldn't take the dog, but the ones that I seen that was on good dogs or great dogs, it wasn't nothing for me to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Breed the dogs, how I breed the dogs, nothing for me to worry about, man, because it didn't stop their performance. And like I say, to each his own. I haven't seen all the dogs with underbites. I'm quite sure you got some bad underbites out there. And I'm quite sure you got underbites that you would never breed to your dog. I don't care, what kind of dog it was. That dog got an underbite so bad, I don't want that shit. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't want my dog with an underbite. You want his mouth to be structured right. You know what I'm saying? One thing I can't hate is when them puppies start getting of age. We go through this all the time. When they start getting of age where I gotta record when they sleep. I gotta do this when they sleep. Cause they wanna holler, make noise and all kind of shit. And right now Melly Yellow looking at me cause she know I'm talking about her. She know I'm talking about her, man. They want to show off when I get on camera and all kind of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, like I said, man, it is what it is. It's the things we go through when it come to these dogs out here, my brothers and my sisters. You know what I'm saying? Try to breed. My brother who was talking about underbite, try to breed it out if that's what you feel. Don't. And this is another thing, dog. Breed what you like. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if me, the next person, and the next person don't like it. Breed what you like, fam. You know what I'm saying? Breed what you like, and that's all. As long as it make you happy, that's all that matter, man. Now, if you're trying to sell puppies and people may not want it, I understand all that. But at the end of the day, an underbite is a bulldog trait. If you go back to the first bulldogs, if we go back to the originals, it's gonna be what? The bull terrier and the bulldog. The bull terrier got the long mouth and the bulldog got the underbite. So it's not really like it's that bad as far as, oh, this is something that's just totally shunned, because this is a bulldog trait. It's just not one that brothers want in the pit bulls all the time. And if it's to the point where it's affecting his bite, then yeah, I can understand that. But if it ain't affecting his bite, and sometimes people just say that they don't want it because of the look of the dog. It ain't affecting his performance, no nothing, just the look of the dog. So breed what you like, man. Don't let nobody else deter you. If you like that shit, breed that shit. Not if it's bad health-wise. If it's health bad, as far as his mouth and all that, I'm not telling you to breed a unhealthy dog. But what I'm telling you to do is breed what you like, F what I like, F what he like, and F what he like, unless you truly trying to sell me a dog and you trying to cater to what I like. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay legal out there. And remember where you got it from first. Hey, yo, Kid Lightning. I'm back on it, my brother. PB K9s, and we out.
The Pitbull Encyclopedia is the ultimate guide for anyone who loves, owns, or wants to learn more about one of the world's most misunderstood dog breeds. Packed with expert insights, breed history, training tips, health advice, and heartwarming stories, this comprehensive book breaks down the myths and highlights the true nature of pit bulls: loyal, intelligent, and loving companions. Whether you're a first-time owner, a seasoned pit bull enthusiast, or an advocate for the breed, the Pitbull Encyclopedia is your go-to resource for understanding and celebrating these incredible dogs.